Hello everyone. So welcome to DURGASOFT. Yeah. So today we'll discuss about the Git and GitHub. So we'll show you the GitHub, Bitbucket and GitLab, how we can work on the version control system, source code management tool. Okay. So in this course, what we will gonna cover you. So right, we'll discuss it. Yeah. So myself, guys, I'm a Hari Charuku. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect with 12 plus years of industry experience as a real time and as a trainer. So I have done some certifications like I'm ITL V3 certified, I'm a Red Hat certified system administrator, and I'm Red Hat certified Linux engineer. I'm a AWS certified solution architect associate, and I'm a certified Kubernetes administrator, guys. Okay. So, what is the agenda for this introduction to GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket? Uses of GitHub users interfaces and GitLab, Bitbucket user interfaces. Command line uses of Git. How we can pull, push, commit, add, merge. Everything will show you towards advantage uses also. Okay. What are the prerequisites for to learn this course? So nothing, guys. None. But pay attention. So it's a very simple and easy. Okay, goals and objectives. The end of this course, this class, you should know how to get started with the GitHub, Git, be able to work with the Git repositories, find information and support to learn more. Okay, so what are the modules we'll cover in this course? The module one, introduction to version control system. So what is version control? Types of centralized version control system and distributed control system. So why distributed version control system is popular? Benefits of version control and introduction to Git, history of a Git and GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. So module two, Git installation and configuration, installing Git on Windows, Linux, Mac, basic Git configuration. How we can set the username, email, and email, Git you Git your tools and versus command line. So module three, Git basics. So what are the basics we are covering it? Creating a Git repository, cloning a repository, Git directory structure, checking status, adding files, committing changes, so viewing history. So the sub module for working with the branches. So what are the branches we are working with? Okay, so understanding the branches, creating a branch, switching branches, so merging branches, conflict resolution, so deleting the branches, module 5, Git workflow and collaboration, so remote repositories, pushing changes, pulling changes, fetching changes, so forking and pull request, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket flow, upstream repositories. So module 6 will cover undoing and resetting, Git checkout versus Git restore, Git reset, Git revert, Git stashing, okay, Git clean. So module 6 will cover it. The module 7 will cover tags and releases, creating the tags. So annotated versus lightweight tags, listing and deleting tags, pushing tags and remotes. Okay. Module 8 will cover Git advanced topics like Git rebase, cherry pick, Git hooks, Git ignore, and Git attributes. So 9 module 9 will cover Git with GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Okay. Module 9. So we'll cover about Git with GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket, creating repositories on GitHub, creating repositories on GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket will show you SSH key configuration, collaborator access, issues, projects, and actions. Okay. So module 10, a real-time scenarios, best practices, something like a Git workflow strategies, Git flow, GitHub flow, team collaboration practices, Git in DevOps pipelines, Git aliases, and productivity tips, security in Git, sensitive data, and environments. Git ignore will show you on the module 10, guys. Okay. So what is a Git, Git adoption, Git repository, files, GitHub, right? So GitHub started getting access. So we'll show you everything, guys. We'll show you everything. So it's all started in 2005 in the Linux kernel community. So fully distributed version control system, very fast and powerful. Strong support for non-linear development, thousands of parallel branches able to handle large projects effectively in terms of speed, size, data. Okay, so we'll show you. You are not able to hear. Natarajan, hello. Hello, are you able to hear? Natarajan?
Yeah, I'm able to hear now. I just logged off and logged in once again.
Yeah, thank you.
So I don't know whether I missed the early part. So how many days the session will be and what is the timing? Could you please?
Yeah, yep, yep. I will tell you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this session is a master program on Git, GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. So day 26, trainer Hari. So course duration is 1 week, 7 days, and 7 hours. Okay, so daily 1 hour. Timings are 8 to sorry 9 to 10 p.m. IST. Okay, so this is from Monday to Saturday. Okay,
So it will be finishing by Monday, next Monday.
yeah,
Hi Harry, Suraj this side.
yeah.
So is it going to start it this week or next week? Just
No, no,
want.
no. This week only. From today onwards, we are starting.
Okay, any other batch for next week or not
Yeah,
yet?
next week again. Next week we'll start.
Next batch.
Yeah, next week. Every Monday will start.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
most probably we'll start next Monday Docker or something like Docker, Kubernetes, and Jenkins. So 1 week we'll start. So
Okay.
anyway, next Monday we'll start the Git again.
Git again. Okay. Just wanted to check like once the session gets over, we are going
Mm.
to get the recordings also.
Yeah, so you will get the recordings. So what you will get recordings plus class notes and material also. So material means the commands, whatever the commands we are practicing,
Commands.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
That.
commands will provide you. So I have a GitHub account, guys. You guys can use this. This is the GitHub. So I will create a folder or something like that. Durgasoft. They will share the folder
Mm.
in the Google Drive. So they will provide you the recording and notes, everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So what is the requirement from our side? Prerequisites.
Mm. So what are the prerequisites? Just you need a laptop. So it will be very easy. So how to sign up the GitHub account? It's a remote repository, GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbuckets. It's a freeware. You guys can just sign up that one. I will show you how to sign up the accounts.
It's
You
a
just
web
need a
application,
laptop.
is it?
Yeah.
It's a web-based application.
Sorry.
Is it a standalone application or web-based? Like
Web-based remote repository. Remote
remote repository.
repositories
Okay.
that GitLab, Bitbucket. Yeah, yeah. We just how you are signing up your
Okay.
Gmail or it's
Sure.
very simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to show us like how we can merge our
Yes, yes,
projects
yes,
in
yes.
from VS Code to Git? Uh,
Yes, I will show you the ID, how we can merge,
uh,
add from VS Code also.
okay. Okay. like creating a main branch and then
Yes, I will show you. I will show you everything in through ID and normal also.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the version control, how we can add, commit, push, how we can create the merge request, how can
Mhm.
sync the folders. We'll show you everything. How you can change the branches. So the
Okay.
ID also I will show you.
Okay. And before you start the demo of any,
Mm,
just wanted to ask you the uh,
mm.
basic of this, why we use this and what, how it is connected, and
Yeah. That's right. That's right. I will
that
show
is
you.
what
You will
much.
get. You will
Yeah.
get it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank
Yep. Yeah. So get before. What is the version control they are using? What is a version control? What is a VCS and DVCS? Okay. I will show you. Yeah. What this is, guys? The name should be a source control, source code, source code management tool, or version control system. Guys, source code management tool. Okay. So, for example, so this is the developer. Okay. So this is the sorry. So this is the developer. What developer is doing, guys? Guys, speak out. What developer is doing?
Develops the code
Yeah, develop the
script.
code. Yeah. So any language, they are developing the code, right? So so they are developing the code and okay. So these all are the developers. So the developers are working on different countries. Something like someone is working in UK, someone is working in US, someone is working in India, someone is working in Canada. So ultimately, finally, they are whatever the developing the code, right? They will push it to some repository. Push it to some repository. So the repository call it as a source code management tool. So whatever the source code for developing that website, for example, WhatsApp. The code is WhatsApp that they're developing. So everyone is developing the modules like so one guy is chat, one guy is status, one guy is group calling, one guy is something like a contacts. They are working on the modules and they are finally they are pushing it to the repository. Once they are pushing, they are integrating that code and deploy into the yeah. This is the server. Whatever the code, right? So they wrote the code and so they'll integrate the code something like so this is a WhatsApp 1.0 1.0 dot hrr var something like right. So this WhatsApp 1.0 var is so finally deploy this code. So finally deploy this code on the server, right? So this is the a live or a production server. Okay, so prod server. So the end user is using this WhatsApp application. So end user is using under this application. Okay, so the source code management tool. Now you understood the source code management, source code repository tools. So guys, now see here, in a project, one developer will be available or multiple developer will be available. So in a one project, multiple will developers will be available. So multiple developers will be working on a so inside a project, right? So now multiple developers will be working in a project. So multiple developers so working in a same project. So a dev team is nothing but so set of group developers will be available in order to develop the project. So all the developers will work on the same location or all the developers will work on the different locations. Yeah, definitely there will be a different locations they will be working in. So developer will work from the different locations, but they are working on the same project. So now if you take any project, so now you see a project called as a Make My Trip application available in the so www.makemytrip.com. For example, this is the so for example, this is the website, guys. Okay, so in this Make My Trip website, so how many modules are there? Something like flights modules, hotels module, trains modules, buses modules, cabs modules. So these all are the different modules, right? Make My Trip having different functionalities, flights booking available, hotels booking available, homestays, trains, buses, cabs, and chartered flights like this. So different functionalities are available. Some developer is working on flights functionality and the another developer is working on the trains functionality and another developer is working on the cab functionality, but the code should be integrated at one place. Code should be so integrated at one place, that is a code repository. What this is, guys? So finally this is a code repository. So this is a comes into the picture. So okay, source code repository comes into the picture. This is the source code repository. So now the first developer will communicate with the source code repository and second developer will communicate with the source code repository. Third and fourth developers also communicate with the source code repository. Right, guys? So every developer will connect with the source code repository for the code integration purpose. So developers has done the coding, whatever they develop and stored into the repository server. So the source code will be stored into repository server. Now we understood. So the code repository or a source code repository, the code will be stored in this server, stored in this repository server. And now how to work with this repository server? There are several repository servers are available. So something like so what are the source code repository tools? So multiple developers will work the same project. What is that, guys? Source code repository tools. So what are the source code repository tools, guys? So multiple developers will work for a project. Multiple developers will work a project development, right? So developer will be working from multiple locations. Will be working from multiple locations. Okay. All developers code should be stored at one place. Store at one place. That is nothing but a code integration should happen. Code integration should happen. So all the developers code should be stored at one place, right? All the developers code should be stored at one place, and to integrate to integrate all the developers, all the developers source code at one place. So we will use source code repository software. Source code repository softwares, right? After source code repository, something like all these things we can monitor for a project source code because source code is very important, right? So all these things we can monitor. So we can monitor. So who is pushing, who is pulling. So right, we need to monitor this. So all these things we can monitor for a project source code because source code is very important. So developers are keep their blood to write their source code, right? So writing source code is very difficult and development also is very difficult. So they are going to keep a lot of efforts to write the code. So assume that I'm a developer. Yesterday my code is working successfully, but today is my code not working successfully. So because of something like someone is modified the code. So someone is modified that code. How we can recognize who modified that code, right? So do I need to find out who modified a code or not? So guys, right? So yesterday my code is working successfully, but today morning my code is not working. The reason is so something like someone is modified my code. So do I need to find out who modified my code or not? Yes. So that means monitor the access for my code also, right? So definitely we need to monitor is who, why, when, right? So who modified my code, when it was modified, why modified, everything will be tracked, guys. Everything will be tracked. And so if someone is modified my code, if someone is modifying my code, I want, so we need to revert that code. Revert code, we need to revert it, guys. So we need to revert it easily. Guys, understood? So why source code repository? So right. So we have a version control system. For example, now you understood, right? Version control. So for example, WhatsApp app. What is that? So WhatsApp app. So 1.0 contains. So what 1.0 contains? So 1.0 contains chat, contacts, contacts on. So 2.0 contains chat, status, and contact. So 3.0 contains chat, status, voice calling, voice, and contacts. Same like this. That's understood. So the version control system, the new feature is so whenever the new feature is, so new feature is adding to the website, adding to the application. So they will create the version. They will create the version. If something goes wrong on this, right, I need to revert it back. So again, directly go to the before version. Before version is working fine. Then they will revert it to 2.0. They will revert it to 2.0. Guys, understood? Guys,
Yes, yes. Yeah, all clear.
understood, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So version control system or source code management tool. So so nowadays Git is popular. So we have so VCS is two types of VCS. What is that? VCS. VCS is a version control system. So version control system is two types. CVCS and DVCS. What is that? CVCS and DVCS. The UCS is DVCS is Git and CVCS is SVN subversion. So what is CVCS and what is DVCS? CVCS is nothing but a centralized version control system. DVCS is nothing but a distributed version control system. Distribution version control system. So something like in the CVCS, there is a one repository that is a remote repository. This is the remote repository. Okay. Yeah. So directly the developers are directly pushing the code to the remote repository. Pushing the code to the remote repository. Remote repository is the one of the server. If something goes wrong on this server, right? The entire code will crash. The entire code will lose, right? So there is no duplication of a data. So if the centralized repository is gone, so everything will gone. So right, this is the one disadvantage in the SVN subversion control system. Then a advanced concept DVCS is coming into the picture. So what is DVCS? DVCS is nothing but a distributed version control system. For example, this is the your code will be located in uh, the either remote repository and local repository. So these are the developers. The developers will push the code to the first local repository, push the code to the local repository. So from the local repository so they will push and pull the low remote repository. So if something goes wrong on the remote repository side, there is a code is available on the local repository. If local repository is crashed, there is a code will be available under the remote repository. Remote repository. You guys understood? Yeah, I will show you that. Okay. So source code management, the management of the changes and documents, computer programs, large website and other collection of information. So the centralized version control system, only one repository. So right. So the working copy, something like this, all the developers develop that copy and push it to the server. If something goes wrong on the centralized server, so it will be loss of data. It will be loss of data. That's why a distribution version control system came into the picture. So here there is a remote repository. In the remote repository, there are the local repositories. In the local repository, there is a working copy. So first they are pushed to the local repository. In the local repository there, then you are pushed to the remote repository. If something goes on wrong on the server side, there will be a local repository is available. There will be a local repository is available. Understood? So you see here. So Git is a distributed version control tool that supports distributed non-linear workforce by providing the data assurance for the developing quality of a software. So first from the working directory it moves to the local repository, right? Through the git add, git commit, git checkout, git merge. So with these commands, so we will send it to the data will send it to the code will send it to the local repository. So from the local repository to remote repository, they will push it, pull it. So what are the remote repository? The remote repositories are GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. So what are the remote repositories, guys? The remote repositories are
So Hari, Git is the local repository, and
yes,
GitHub, GitLab, and another one is uh,
Bitbucket.
Bitbucket. Those are remote repository. Okay.
Yeah. So GitLab and Bitbucket. So cloud also. So every cloud having their own repository. For example, Azure contains Azure repo, AWS contains AWS repo. Okay, the concept is same. If you learn any one of this Git or GitHub, Gitbucket, GitLab, okay, so it will be very easy to understand the remaining.
Okay,
Okay,
the concept
yeah.
is same
Who
for
develop?
them.
Yes, the concept is same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who developed the Git? Who developed the Git? Does anyone know? So who developed the Linux? Guys, does anyone knows who developed the Linux? Guys, does anyone knows who developed the Linux? Yes. So Linus Torvald. So who developed the Linux? Linus Torvald. The same Linus Torvald developed the Git and released Git as a open source. What is that? Git released as a open source. Yes, understood? It is a CLI. Git CLI. So Git developed as a CLI. What is CLI? Command line interface. How you can interact with this Git? Through the CLI commands only. So I already showed you, right? A Git add, a Git commit. These are the same. So Git add, Git commit, Git checkout, Git merge, Git push, Git pull. These all are the commands. These all are the commands uh, to add this to add your code to the local repository. You can use the Git add, Git commit. So Git checkout, Git merge, Git push, Git pull. I will tell you the branching strategy, guys. Okay. Now you understood, right, guys? Guys understood?
Hi, Ari.
Yes.
This is Anthony.
Yeah.
Ari, I'm completely new to this Git and GitHub. I don't know what do you mean by remote repository, local repository. Can you please
Yeah. I will.
differentiate?
Yeah. I will tell you. So what is local repository? The same, whatever the code, for example. So remote repository. So this is the remote repository, local repository. So this is the local repository.
Not able
So
to
this
see
is
your
the
screen.
So your screen is not visible.
not visible. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm sharing.
I just wanted to ask, are we getting the recording of this session, today's session?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
recorded.
Because I have to jump on for another meeting, so that's why. So,
Yeah. No worries.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who is Anthony, right? You are asking, Anthony asking, right? Question?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, very good. So good question. So for example, this is remote repository, right? Now you understood this is remote repository, right, Anthony?
Okay.
So remote repository project like Spring Boot or something like a Walmart project. Okay. So this is a Walmart project code. This is you, Anthony. Okay.
Okay.
So this is your laptop. Okay. So for the first time, so this is remote repository, right? The first time you are cloning the Walmart repository. So you are cloning the Walmart repository. So in our local, a Walmart repository is downloaded. Okay.
Okay.
The same, whatever the code here is. So this is the code here. So this is in our local system or it is in remote system.
It's in my local
This is in,
system, my laptop,
yes, this is nothing but a local
the repository.
repository. So this is the remote repository and this is the local repository. The same way, some other guy also downloaded this git clone this Walmart repository. Okay. So So every repository having a branch, call it as a main branch. What is that? Main or
Main branch.
master branch. Our production code, our real-time live code will be in the master branch. Whatever you deployed in the production, that code is in the main branch. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't want to disturb this code. Okay. So if you clone this code and you are applying changes on the main, but the code is code having some issues. So again, the main code will be disturbing, right? So we don't want to lose this code. You can create a branch, call it as a something like a future or something like. So you created the branch and you cloned the branch, something like. So this is the branch. This local repository having a branch, call it as a main and a future branch. So you are writing the code in the future branch. Okay. Future branch, right? Then push it to the first your local repository. So then whatever the code you push, right? Git add, git commit. So you are working free. You are working to your local repository. The code will be comes to the local repository. But whatever the new code, that code is not available in the remote repository, right? That code not pushed to the remote repository. Okay, this is the code you have in the future branch. Then you can merge merge the code from your local branch to main branch. Then you can create a pull request or merge request. Okay, so you have merged the code from your local branch to remote repository. Okay, a new code is added to the remote repository. But so this guy already cloned the remote repository. So this new code is not available in his local repository. So I want sync with the main master. What is that? He use the git pull command. So whatever the new code is available, it will be downloaded in our local code. So what same way, whatever the changes he done, right? He push it to the master record, then he pull it to the this here. Push, pull. Now you understood local repository and remote repository, Antony?
Yes. Now I'm clear.
Now you understood, right?
Yes.
Yeah, guys. So from tomorrow onwards, we will show you what is Git, how to install the Git. Yeah. So version controlling. So this is the process of maintaining multiple versions of the code. All the team members upload their code into the remote version controlling system. The VCS accepts the code uploads from the multiple team members and integrate it so that when we other team members download the code, they will able to see the entire work done by the team, right? Whatever I showed you, right? The same way.
Okay, Harry, just one question. How the class is going to be? You will be writing some dummy code and updating, or how it's going to be?
Yeah, some dummy code I will updating. Not a code,
Okay.
right? Whatever the files we need to add it, right? Not only a code.
Okay.
I will show you. I will show you.
Okay.
Okay. So tomorrow I will show you how to install the Git on your Windows machine. Okay. So once you install the Git bash, you can go push the code from here, clone the code from remote repository. We'll show you. We'll show you from tomorrow how to setting up the Git on Windows. Okay. So install the Git, how to create a remote repository, how to sign up the GitLab, Gitbucket, and Bitbucket, and how to create a new repository, how to clone it repositories. So we'll show you tomorrow.
So, Hari, a remote repository will be somewhere else, right?
Yes, remote repository is
We'll be getting the credentials, right?
yes.
Okay.
You
So,
can create your own sign up, right? So this is the remote repository. So I will show you how GitLab. So whatever the code developed by the Git, right, that Linus Torvald, right? He released as a open source. So some of the companies, Atlassian company took that source code and created their own GUI repository, call it as a Bitbucket. Okay. So GitLab. So Microsoft company took that. So some GitHub is maintained by the Microsoft.
Okay, got it.
Okay. GitLab is some other one.
Right.
Okay, you can just sign up that account and you can clone the create the new repository and clone the repository.
Git will be within us, but GitHub,
Yeah.
Git
Git
will be with some other organization. Okay.
Yes.
We just need to sign in into that account and just we can push our projects.
Code. Yes, push our projects or code, whatever it may be.
Okay.
How you can merge it, how you can cherry pick it, how you can push the code. First, I need to push the code into the local, right? Then we can push that code from local to remote
From
repository.
Git to GitHub or any.
Yes. Git to GitHub, Git to Bitbucket, Git to GitLab.
Okay. But that code has to be generated somewhere, right?
Sorry, code?
But that code has to be generated somewhere. Let's say, for example, I'm using VS Code or Eclipse, right? I generate that code. Then I will, initiate
Yeah,
a.
you can create a folder, something like any of the folder. Okay. So, for example, this is the folder, select batch. So this is my code. So I want to write the code. So here the code is something like a output to main versions variables dot tf. Okay. So I wrote the code. I want to push it to my local. How we can push it? I want to push from here to that remote repository. We'll show you. CLI as well as GUI.
Fine. Yeah, I'm just asking. Don't. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
Git add, git commit. We'll show you everything. Yeah.
Harry, are we calling the Git as local repository here?
No. So Git is so local repository is whatever the code in the remote repository, you just cloning it to the same. It's like a folder. Something like you have a folder in the Google Drive. You are downloading that into your local. Okay. So whatever the modifications done on that local, you want to push it to the remote. How we can push it? So for this purpose, we need to track who is pushed to the code, who is deleted the code. Everything will create a commit. Commit ID will be created. Someone is done something. I want to revert it. You can revert from the commit. Who modified the code? It will show the git log, git status. So we'll set the global username and
Right.
user email.
So basically, Git is the local repository, right?
Yeah, Git is a local repository.
Okay. So we prepare the code, we create a file in Git and that particular
push it to the
project or
local
code.
repository. So
And-
working,
Yeah. Okay. And from Git, we will push it to the remote repository, which are like GitHub, GitLab, and
Bitbucket.
Bitbucket. Okay.
Okay. So for that purpose, we directly merge it to the main. So we do not directly merge it to the main. So we will create a branches, and for that branch you modified the code, and you can create a merge request, and we'll give you the so we'll add the reviewer, for example your lead or manager. They will validate the code and they will merge it to the main. Okay. How you can create the merge request? Something like so you also raised the merge request. I also raised the merge request. Unfortunately, you and me are write the same code, and you are trying to create a merge request. Then you will get the merge conflict. How we can resolve that merge conflict?
Got it.
Cherry pick. How you can do the cherry pick? How you can revert the code? For example, WhatsApp 3.0 you deployed to the production. Okay. But unfortunately, WhatsApp 3.0 is not working. I want to revert back to WhatsApp 2.0. So how we can revert it? By using the Git
rollback.
Yes, rollback.
Okay.
So for that merge request, whatever the merge request you merge it, right, from future to main. So you can create a revert from main. That the back, whatever the code in the previous, that will be
rollback.
rollback.
Okay.
We'll show you everything.
Yeah.
Cherry pick, rollback, revert, chas, rebase, fetch, full, remote.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say that if you can just explain it by saying, in a real-time project wise, like if we
Yeah,
are
I
working
will
on
show
a
you. I will
real-time
show you
project
that.
scenario,
Yeah.
that will be much more helpful. Like,
Yes. Not only a developer. Nowadays, everyone is using that remote repositories because of I am a solution architect. So whatever the you are seeing, right, the Terraform code. I will create a one repository that is a Terraform main. So whatever the infrastructure we built in the organization, either dev stack or QA stack or production stack. So we are updating the code into that remote repository also because of in my team working 5 people. So 5 people are working on the same repository and they are developing the code for the infrastructure. They will push it to the that remote repository. For example, QA people. QA people, they are doing the automation, Playwright or say Java with Selenium. They are also writing the code and they want to keep it in somewhere. They are also using the remote repositories, either GitHub, GitLab or Bitbucket, store their data. Got it? Not only a developer, everyone can use that repository. So why we need for a tracking purpose, who committed, who modified, who deleted, everything will be tracking. That's the reason Git. It is for tracking the all the changes. Understood? Guys, any doubts?
Hari, you have a doubt?
Yeah, please.
This is Harini.
Yeah, Harini.
So the code which is present in GitHub, can we modify that, or else should we download the zip file and we can modify? Have the
Yeah,
doubt.
we can modify it in the remote repository itself also.
Oh, is it so?
Yeah.
Okay, Hari.
Yeah, we can modify the code. For example, this is my repository. Where is my repository? Yeah, you see, this is my repository. I want to add a file. You can add it. I want to edit the file. You
No,
can edit
like
it.
I'm asking, like if you are viewing someone's you have told right, some one person is there in US and the another one is there in Canada. So
Mm-hmm.
while we are accessing their code, can we modify, or we should download that code and we can modify?
So where you want to modify? You want to modify in the remote repository, or you want to download it from remote repository? Then you can modify it. Then you can push it to the remote repository. So you can do
Okay.
either way.
Yeah. Okay, Hari. Thank you.
Yep. Guys, any doubts? So yeah, Git is very easy, guys. Very easy, very easy. So we'll teach you something like it's a simple way. So you can use the CLI or you can use the VS Code or IDE to add the code, to commit the code, and to pull the code. Okay. So we'll show you tomorrow how to install the Git and how to add the code into your local repository, and to how to modify the code, how to add it again in the local repository, how to merge it, how to check out, how to create a branch. So in which branch how you can check it. We'll show you everything.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Sorry.
We are going to
Good.
discuss only
Your voice is breaking. You are going to discuss within one. Sorry. Suraj.
No, nothing from me, Hari. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll continue from tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.